Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I know a lot of people have their hopes up saying, April, May, maybe the cruises will start. Maybe we'll be able to get on a cruise in April or May or early June. And there's some signs out there that a lot of places just don't think so. So if there was a cruise in April, would I go? Absolutely. If I could get on that cruise, I would absolutely go. If I'm still allowed to fly by then, yes, I would go. So don't think I'm saying this because I don't want it to happen. I absolutely want cruising to start, but we have some telltale signs that it's not going to be easy. Number one, we have, for instance, the Cayman Island. They've come out, the government there has come out and said, we don't see cruising in our future for 2021. We don't see it happening here, not until things are much more under control with the way the world situation is. It's not even in our vision to think about starting to open. Not even in your vision to start thinking to open. So that's a pretty strong statement. And then we also have different cruise ports. For instance, here in Canada, our Atlantic cruise port in Halifax that does a lot of the Canadian and the East Coast tours, as well as some transatlantic cruises come through there. They are preparing for no cruise ships this year. And those cruises don't start till October. September and October, most of those cruises, the vast majority. So if they're preparing for no cruises in September and October, what are the odds of being able to do cruises in April or May? It seems to be even less likely because they said just looking at the world situation, the vaccine rollout, the government restrictions, they are preparing now for zero. They're hoping for better, but they have to prepare for the worst. A second year with zero cruises in Atlantic Canada. And the governments in Atlantic Canada have been having some of the strongest lockdowns in our country, forming little bubbles, restricting travel even between our own provinces, things along those lines. And they have the least amount of populace in our country, so it's easier to keep people separated. But they're saying, no, we don't think so. What could be the saving grace? What could be the possible saving grace as countries, destinations, cruise ports, they're all saying, doesn't look like it's going to happen, guys. It just doesn't. Private islands. Private islands that the cruise lines already own or have an investment in and an agreement with governments. That might be the saving grace. For instance, Perfect Day at Coco Cay for Royal Caribbean. It's an isolated area. They can block it off. They control the entire area. And only people from the cruise ship sailing from the United States can go there and get off. That may be the saving that they don't need to get a test because they're staying in a bubble. But we may then only see cruises to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. We may not see a stopover in Bermuda, a stopover in Jamaica. You may not see that. Probably not the Cayman Islands neither. So will we start to see only cruises to the private islands? That seems to be what some of the cruise lines are saying might be the only way that they're going to be able to start, is by doing only water, ocean only, and maybe one stopover in our own islands. So will that appease government officials? Will that lessen the restrictions that, for testing and things like that? We don't know because we haven't heard nothing. But if there's no cruise ports out there to go to and countries are saying, not yet, you can't come here, it could all be for mute, not what's going on. We have to go with what is possible. And right now it's looking like private islands. Private islands may be the saving grace for cruising, at least the early cruising. because transatlantics have already been canceled, transpacifics have been canceled, world cruises have been canceled, part of Alaska has been canceled, Canada's getting ready for their Canadian cruises to be canceled up on the East Coast. What's next, right? What's next? So it's all a waiting game. We'll see what any kind of new restrictions come out in the next few weeks as a new government takes place, if they're going to do anything different. And we'll see how fast the vaccines roll out. If that's, there's a lot of talk, not just in the United States, a lot of talk in every government around the world saying, we're going to do this. We're going to vaccinate this many people by this day. Well, talk is cheap. Talk is easy. Let's hope they can all get it done, because they were saying that here in Canada, and we are nowhere near the number they were promising us. Not even close. Not even at 20% of what they were promising us so far. So yeah, talk is cheap, doing is action. But as far as cruise lines starting April, May, I think the only way that can possibly happen is if they do either cruises to nowhere or cruises to private islands. So fingers crossed. Let's hope we can get at least some of those 3 and 4 day cruises started. At least it's something. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation somewhere.